when narcissistic parents see that the golden child is no more accessible, when they see that the scapegoat is also unable to give them any kind of supply, narcissistic parents might then, turn to the invisible child. Yeah, it's all about supply. Yeah, and they don't feel ashamed. Yeah, about, mistreating you and then again reaching out to you. Hey everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, the different ways to survive marriage with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parents. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So, a couple of days back, someone asked me, one of my subscribers, asked me, how can we survive, the relationship in a healthy way, you know, with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parents. How can we evolve, grow, help each other, heal each other, and survive the relationship? So, I thought that why not, make a video on it, yeah, so that it can help others as well, yeah. So, in narcissistic household, in narcissistic families, there are various labels that are given to the children. One can be a truth teller, one can be a scapegoat, one can be a golden child, one can be an invisible child, yeah. And all of this is, changeable, all of this is interchangeable, yeah. Narcissistic parents will, treat you like a golden child if they see you fit and if they see that they are getting things out of you. But if they see that they are unable to harvest things out of you, they might scapegoat you, yeah. So that golden child label is not permanent. Narcissistic parents might, award their scapegoat child with the golden child title as well. Yeah, if the golden child, has run away, if the golden child is not, listening to them, they might, assign that title to the scapegoat. They might assign that golden child title to the invisible child. Yeah, to the other children who are hungry for their attention, admiration, affection. Yeah, and that's how they keep changing these labels, so it's never permanent. Till the time you are giving them 100% of the supply that they want out of you, you will be, the golden child. But if they see that you are unable to give them 100%, they will start demoting you. Yeah, you might become the scapegoat. As it is, there are scapegoats in the family. Yeah, one thing is that the golden child is also scapegoated if he is, not doing things the way how the narcissistic parents want. The other thing is that, there are scapegoats, who are by default scapegoats. Yeah, these scapegoats can see that there is something wrong in the family. These scapegoats have inability to keep their mouth shut. Yeah, they will voice out, they will point out, they will say no. Yeah, and that is something which causes, these narcissistic parents narcissistic injury, and then comes the narcissistic rage. Yeah, narcissistic parents then, use, these scapegoats as punch bag. Yeah, someone, on whom they can, put all the blame. Yeah, if anything goes wrong, you are the reason, you are the problem. Yeah, so in narcissistic families, there are these scapegoats by default also, and others are also scapegoated. Yeah, for instance, an invisible child is just there like a furniture, not being seen and heard, and trying to hide himself or herself so that the narcissistic parent doesn't shout at them or mistreat them. Invisible childs are also there in the family. Yeah, they are the most neglected ones. And when narcissistic parents see that the golden child is no more accessible, when they see that the scapegoat is also unable to give them any kind of supply, narcissistic parents might then, turn to the invisible child. Yeah, it's all about supply. Yeah, and they don't feel ashamed. Yeah, about mistreating you and then again reaching out to you. As it is, kids are starved. Yeah, kids are hungry for their parents' love, affection, attention, admiration. Yeah, and tiny bit of affection, tiny bit of crumb, is like a big deal for these invisible children. Yeah, they feel good, they are like, wow, my mother finally sees me, she hears me, she loves me. Yes, now I will, fulfill all her dreams and desire. Yeah. So, narcissistic parents, keep a lot of options, yeah, at hand. Yeah. And that's how, they operate. Yeah. If not you, then this. If not this, then this. Yeah. They have a lot of supply sources. Yeah. And, based on their needs, requirement, based on their convenience, they will, put you in different categories. Are also, the truth tellers. They can see that their narcissistic parents are toxic, their narcissistic parents are abusive. Yeah. And they cannot keep their mouth shut. Yeah. So sometimes they show, their narcissistic parents, their reality. And that is something which infuriates the narcissistic parent, that is something which unnerves the narcissistic parent, that is something that drives the narcissistic parent crazy. And then they start scapegoating, they start pitting siblings against each other, they start foul mouthing about you, they start ganging up with the others against the scapegoat. Yeah. So scapegoat is not a permanent thing. Yeah. If you defy, if you disobey, if you say no, if you ask too much of questions, you automatically get into that group. Yeah. Where you are a possible scapegoat. Yeah. And if you keep doing all of those things again and again, then you become the scapegoat of the family. But if you shapeshift a little bit, then that label is not that permanent. Yeah. In your case. So labels keep changing, roles keep changing. It's all about supply. Yeah. Whoever gives them gets the good title, whoever questions them, challenges their authority, says no, gets the bad title. Yeah. Treated like an invisible child, like a scapegoat. Yeah. So now coming to the different ways to survive marriage with the scapegoat child. First, we need to understand that scapegoats are aware of their parents. Scapegoats are not that dumb. Scapegoats are not foolish. They know that there is something wrong with their parents. They know that they are not always wrong. I mean, the scapegoats. Yes, scapegoats have this understanding and awareness. It's just that maybe some of them don't have the right words. Yeah. But with technology, with so much of awareness about narcissistic abuse, of course, people are aware of a lot of terms. Yeah. So scapegoats are aware of their parents. They are very much aware. And you really don't have to keep telling them that their parent is toxic. Yeah. They might not accept it, maybe out of guilt and shame. Yeah. Or because of the conditioning, but they are aware of their parents. Yeah. Deep inside their heart, they know that their parents are toxic, abusive. They know what their parents have put them through. They know everything. They might not voice it out, they might not accept it, they might not tell you, but they are aware of the way how they are treated by their narcissistic parents. So the most important thing is, don't educate the scapegoats. Yeah. Don't tell them that your parent is narcissistic or abusive. They already know. They might not be accepting it in front of you, but deep down they know that they have been bred for a purpose, and their parents are toxic and narcissistic. Yeah. So reasons can be anything. So understand that they are aware. They are not those individuals who are unaware. Yeah. They know how their parents are. So save your energy. Yeah. Don't try and educate them. Maybe you can introduce them to different terms. Yeah. Give them examples, introduce them to different terms, give them a book that talks about narcissistic parents, introduce them to various podcasts that is out there, certain posts, and that's it. Yeah. They will connect the dots. Scapegoats are not dumb. Scapegoats are intelligent, smart individuals, and they are a kind of survivors who had been saving themselves, who had been protecting themselves. Yeah. They had been saying no, they had been standing up for themselves. Yeah, so they are like those survivors, those warriors. Yeah, so scapegoats have a lot of strength. Scapegoats know what toxicity is. Maybe they might not have the right words, or maybe out of guilt and shame they might not use that word, but they are aware what they have survived. They know what they have been put through. Yeah, so you really don't have to, waste your energy in trying to educate them. They know it. Yeah, all what you can do is introduce them to the words give them more power. Yeah, so that they can process, connect the dots. Yeah, I was also the scapegoat in my family. There was a time when I was treated like a golden child. That was a very brief period, and again I was, uh, scapegoated. Yeah, so I was a scapegoat, then I became a golden child, then again I became a scapegoat. And the transition phase was like a roller coaster ride. When my parents saw that they can harvest something out of me, that was the brief period, where I was treated like a golden child. But when they saw that I'm unable to give them what they want out of me, I'm saying no, I'm questioning them, I'm resisting, I'm, holding them accountable for their abusive and bad behavior, they got the message that, this child is, not good as a golden child. Yeah, it's better we use this child as a scapegoat. Yeah, keep scapegoating the child, keep using the child as an emotional toilet, as a punch bag, and that's it. Yeah, keep blaming this child, that because of you so and so problem has happened, we are going through this because of you, you are wasting our hard earned money, you are spoiling the other siblings, you are a negative influence, you are ungrateful, you are mean, you are selfish. Yeah, so that's how things are. So scapegoats are those individuals who are aware of what they have been put through by their parents. Yeah, they might not be able to articulate it so well, they might not be able to use the right terms, but they are aware. Yeah, so don't misunderstand them, for a dumb person who doesn't know, who's just in the, toxic, abusive, narcissistic relationship. They are well aware. They are waiting for the right time to isolate themselves. They are waiting for the right time to go no contact. They are waiting, for the right time to, build strong boundaries to protect themselves. Yeah, they are waiting for the right time. Yeah, so coming to the, different ways that you can survive your relationship with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parent. The first is validate their emotions. Constantly reassure them that their feelings are real and valid. Yeah, they were not validated by their parents, so you compensate that. Yeah, you being a healthy individual, support them, encourage them, and validate their feelings. Yeah, that their feelings are very real and valid, offering empathy where their parents offered criticism. You offer them empathy where their parents offered them criticism. Yeah, so don't criticize them. Instead, offer empathy, listen to them, guide them, talk things out rather than, just, criticizing them and telling them you're worthless, you're not good enough. Talk things out. Yeah, don't, treat them the way how they are being treated by their parents. Yeah, you have to model a healthy behavior. Yeah, you have to treat them properly, you have to treat them in a sane, healthy manner. Yeah, don't treat them the way how they were treated by their parents. Yeah, because then they will, find it difficult to have that, emotional bond with you. Yeah, that emotional deep connection with you. Yeah, so offer them empathy whenever you can. Avoid harsh criticism or avoid any kind of criticism. Don't get into it. Yeah, they have already been tormented by their family. Now you just don't torment them. I know sometimes things can go off hand. Sometimes, we lose our cool and temper, but you need to be, smart. You need to have this, emotional intelligence. Yeah, you cannot keep treating them the way how they were treated by their narcissistic parents, and then, you expecting them to, function normally. No, if you are treating them the same way they were treated by their parents, how do you expect them to function normally? Yeah, you are not helping them. Instead, you are, hurting them. Yeah? And you need to understand that, emotional support helps these scapegoats, heal from the deep, wounds inflicted by, the narcissistic parents. Yeah. So they need a lot of, nurture, they need a lot of support, less criticism, less argument, more of love, empathy, open communication. They need a safe environment where they are not judged. Yeah. And that's how you will be able to build a strong bond. That's how you will be able to establish a healthy, deeper, meaningful connection with the scapegoat. The other way to survive marriage with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parent is by setting clear boundaries. Establish healthy boundaries with your spouse and their narcissistic family. Yeah, you have to model what healthy is. You have to teach him or her, the power of saying no. Yeah, tell your spouse that I cannot speak to them. I might not be able to meet them. I don't wish to speak to them now. You model healthy behavior, and the scapegoats are going to learn all of it from you. Yeah, because they did not have any role models to learn the healthy stuff from in the childhood, and as a result of which they keep suffering. Yeah, so you have to model the healthy thing, and they are going to pick up, they are going to learn. And also you have to, protect your relationship by keeping a safe distance, from the toxic influence. Yeah, you have to show all of that you are trying to protect your and his or her relationship. You are trying to protect your relationship with them. Yeah, by keeping other toxic influences, other toxic individuals out of the relationship. Yeah, you have to model all of this, and then they are going to learn, and then they are going to prioritize. They are going to, work on the boundaries. They are going to, say no. They are going to be there to protect you as well. Yeah, so set clear boundaries. By setting clear boundaries, in a way you are educating the scapegoat. Yeah, you are educating the scapegoat about boundaries, and then with time they are going to learn and they are going to use it, and things are going to be better for you. The other way to survive marriage or relationship with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parent is by encouraging open communication. Create a safe space where they can express their feelings, emotion without the fear of judgment. Yeah, open and honest communication, you need to understand, really helps them break free from toxic silence. Yeah, and the toxic silence is of course imposed by the narcissistic parent. Yeah, you cannot voice out, without the fear of being criticized, shamed, guilt tripped. Yeah, so as a result of which you keep suffering in silence. You keep your mouth shut and you just do what you have to. Yeah, you don't voice things out, and that is something which suffocates a person. So you have to give them or create a safe space where they don't fear being judged, and they can just speak their mind out. Yeah, they can just speak their heart out. They can just be themselves. Yeah, they are not scared of being judged or labeled or profiled. So encourage open communication by creating this safe space where the scapegoats can be their vulnerable self. Yeah, where they are not scared of being judged, labeled, or mistreated, or their vulnerabilities misused. Yeah? The other way to survive marriage with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parent is be patient with their healing. Don't expect them to understand everything at one go. Don't expect them to heal overnight. Understand that they may have some weird ingrained beliefs about their self-worth. Yeah, due to this constant blame, criticism, and you need to support them through their journey of self discovery. Yeah, and be patient. Keep giving them love. Yeah, keep giving them support, reassurance, so they heal. Yeah, and they unlearn the bad stuff and they start relearning the right things. Yeah, don't expect them to change overnight. Yeah, because of that constant guilt trip, constant blame, criticism, these kids uh, grow up with a lot of this self-worth issues. Yeah, they are unable to connect to their authentic self. They are unable to develop healthy self-esteem, self-worth, sense of self, all of it is not there when you are raised by narcissistic parents. Yeah. So in order to help them develop and grow all of those good stuff, you need to be patient. You need to give them the right environment. You cannot rush them. You cannot force them to heal overnight and transform and become a healthy individual. No, healing takes time. Healing is painful. Yeah, so you have to treat them right, and that's how their self-esteem, self-worth, confidence slowly gets built up. Yeah, that's how they start working on those areas. Yeah. So, you need to be patient. Don't expect them to change overnight. Don't expect them to transform in a couple of days. It takes time. Slow and steady wins the race. If you are with the scapegoat, give them room, give them time, and just nurture them. They are just like babies. Yeah, just nurture them, make them experience good, and trust me, you know, they will heal, they will grow stronger, and you will have an amazing time with them. The other way to survive relationship or marriage with scapegoat child of narcissistic parent is by educating yourself about narcissistic abuse. Learn about the patterns, manipulation tactics that is used by narcissistic parents. Understand what narcissistic abuse feels like. Yeah, understand the triggers and the responses. You need to be aware of what you are dealing with. Yeah, and that's how you'll be able to deal better. If you really don't know what you're dealing with, would you be able to handle things well? I don't think so. So educate yourself, nourish yourself. Yeah, and understand what triggers are. Understand what buttons narcissistic parents press to get a reaction from their children. Understand how narcissistic parents guilt trip their children. And that's how you'll be able to help your partner, your husband, your wife, yeah, who's the scapegoat child of the narcissistic parent. You will be able to help them identify the experience. You will be able to help them identify the abuse. Yeah, you really don't have to tell them to go and slap their narcissistic parents or hold them accountable. You just have to treat them right, and in a way educate them also. Give them names, give them the tools, give them the information, and that's it. They'll connect the dots and they'll use it however they see fit. Yeah. So you need to upgrade yourself. You need to nourish yourself with what narcissistic abuse is, or how it pans out, what it feels like, and the different ways narcissistic parents abuse their children and exploit their children and keep them on hook. You need to be thorough with all of these things, and only then you'll be able to help your partner, yeah, navigate. Yeah, the entire goal is not to tell your partner to go no contact, but to treat him or her in such a beautiful way, in such a nice way, that with time that narcissistic relationship fades away. I'm telling you with my own experience. There is no point in telling them to go no contact. If they have gone, it's okay. If they have not, give them time. They will learn. They will understand what healthy is, what unhealthy is. They will learn, to work with boundaries. They will learn to say no. They will, protect themselves, and they will protect you as well. Yeah. So first you have to nourish your database. First you have to educate yourself about narcissistic abuse, and then you can educate them also. Your goal is to keep them informed. Your goal is to upgrade them with the knowledge. Your goal is to teach them, yeah, what abuse feels like. Yeah, how you feel when you are emotionally manipulated or abused. Yeah, you have to just make them understand. You have to help them identify those things. That's all. What they do next is their department. You don't get into it. If they are going no contact, well and good. If they are not, let them handle their circus. You don't have to get into it. You are already putting boundaries in place. You have already said that your relationship with them is a priority and you will protect it at all costs. That's it. You don't have to mingle with the circus, you don't have to mingle with the ringleaders. You just be happy with the scapegoat, and keep educating the scapegoat, keep giving them the safe space, keep nurturing them, keep loving them, keep yourself available emotionally for any of their emotional needs and requirements. And the last way to survive relationship or marriage with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parent is by fostering self empowerment. Yeah, help them break free from the victim mindset by celebrating their victories and promoting self confidence. Encourage them to reclaim their personal power and identity beyond the narcissistic family's influence. Yeah, so embrace their authentic self, encourage them to be their authentic self. Yeah, celebrate their strength, celebrate their success achievement. Yeah, all of it was not celebrated in the narcissistic family by the narcissistic parents. Yeah, so you know foster self empowerment by encouraging them, by motivating them, by celebrating their accomplishment, achievement. Yeah, and by bringing them out of that victim mindset. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, no matter what your parents did with you, but look where you are. You are an amazing person, you're a strong woman, you're a strong man, and I love you and I will always be there with you. That's how you navigate, that's how you go ahead in the relationship. You can't keep telling them, I'm so sorry, it was so miserable, um, it's really bad, it was so awful that you had to go through all of this. No, I mean, once in a while, okay, you can say that I'm sorry that you had to go through all of that, but you cannot keep putting them in that victim mindset. No, you have to bring them out of that mindset. Yeah, so tell them, I mean, like, your parents didn't see how talented you are, and look, you are achieving so much, you're so talented, you're so brave, you're so strong. Now you in a way have to reparent them, let me tell you honestly. And how will you be able to reparent them? You can only reparent them if you have successfully reparent yourself, if you have healed your own self. Only then you can help others heal and reparent others. Yeah, in this case, I normally don't encourage reparenting others. The only reparenting is reparenting your own self. But in this case, if you love the scapegoat, if you know where they are coming from, and if you know that they also love you, so there is all the more reason to go ahead and work things out, and do whatever best you can to make the relationship work out, make things healthy, happy, and have a good time together. Yeah, so rather than constantly reminding the scapegoat that they are weak, they went through this and that, encourage them, bring them out of that shell. Yeah, and embrace their authentic side. Yeah, start embracing their authentic side, start telling them that why don't you go back to playing piano, why don't you go back to doing painting, why don't you start cooking, you are so amazing. Keep pushing them, keep pushing them, they need that push. Yeah, that push was never given to them by their narcissistic parents. So you in a way have to reparent them, and you can only reparent the scapegoat if you love them, if they love you, and if you really want this relationship to work out. Yeah, one thing is you have to heal your own self, get rid of all that wrong belief system, learn the right things. Yeah, develop the rational mind, and only then you'll be able to help the scapegoat. Because with time, scapegoats go into a shell, they build a cocoon around themselves where they feel safe. Yeah, because they don't want to be hurt. Yeah, they hate getting hurt. And you have to slowly bring them out of that cocoon and show them the amazing place this world is. Yeah, uh, encourage them, motivate them to get in touch with their authentic self, embrace their authentic self. You be their cheerleaders, you be there to validate them and support them, encourage them, and that's how things are going to change. That's how they are going to heal, come out of the shell, and your relationship is going to you know be deeper, your relationship is going to be more meaningful, and you guys are going to have a good time. Yeah, so yes, These were, some of the powerful ways, with the help of which you can survive your relationship, your marriage with the scapegoat child of narcissistic parents. And before I conclude, I just want to tell you, don't model the behaviors that was modeled by their narcissistic parents. Don't do that. That hurts the scapegoat. That further traumatizes the scapegoat. That re-traumatizes, the scapegoat. Yeah, don't do that. Treat them in a whole new way. Give them a safe space where they can bloom and be themselves, and that's it. Trust me, scapegoats are really strong. Scapegoats have a lot of qualities on the inside. Scapegoats are the best buddies, yeah, and you have to give them time. So if you are with a scapegoat, you have to reparent them. You have to bring them out of that shell, that cocoon, and then you'll see, what an amazing, person they are. Yeah, and you guys will have an amazing time together. So yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.